All right, cool. Let's get started. I'm Chris Reimer. I'm Chief Shirtologist at Rizzo Tees, and I have looks like half of the band, three of the six members.
I can't see it working.
There he is. It's Jordan, and I've got Twain, and I've got Matt Strom, of course, and they are half of Union Tree Review. Where are you guys at tonight?
What's that?
Where are you guys?
We are at Foam Coffee and Beer, right across the street from our practice place, because we're practicing for Undercover weekend tonight.
Very cool. You guys took on Marvin Gaye, and I wanted to ask you guys how was that decided? Did the Madman Tomko just tell you to do it, or did you guys decide on your own?
Our bass player came to us when we were thinking about Undercover Weekend bands and was like, let's do Marvin Gaye. And we're like, all right, if our bass player's in, it's kind of bass heavy. That sounds great, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, Marvin Gaye. We asked, everyone was in, we double checked, and then we apply for Undercover Weekend. Like, oh, you're in Undercover Weekend, awesome. He's like, so guys, I listened to Marvin Gaye. I think we should do something different. We're like, too late. So now we're like,
Hey, so how long have you guys, when did you find out you'd be Marvin Gaye or you'd be doing Marvin Gaye stuff, and when did you start practicing?
Well, we're practicing in 15 minutes, so...
I think it's about the right time to start, right?
Yeah, right.
I remember we got confirmed for Undercover Weekend around June, it was like, we released our album in late July, so it's kind of been since our album release show that we've really put all the work into getting stuff ready. So July 31st until September 9th, so just over a month and a half or so.
Yeah.
Cool. I have a really dumb question that you guys will probably laugh about, but so it's time to do Marvin Gaye. Where do you get the sheet music? Do you have to go buy that stuff? Is it just out on the internet? How do you learn the songs?
So far, we've been doing a lot of play, pause, listen, pause, play, listen, pause, play along to pause, listening. So I guess listening for the most part.
By ear.
So that seems kind of impressive.
It's very tough. I don't know if impressive. It's definitely very hard to
Holy cow, that's cool. Hey, tell me, how did you guys, there's six of you, how did you guys meet? How long have you guys been around?
I guess we sort of all coalesced together through Twain, who is the lead songwriter of the band. He and Jordan had known each other for a little while, and then they were playing music together. I lived on Cherokee Street and ran into them. They worked here at Foam, so I started playing with them. Our bass player was a friend of a friend. The viola player, a friend of a friend. Actually, the only member that the member that has known Twain the longest, our trumpet player Pat, was actually the last to join the band. So.
Barely the band.
Yeah. I guess it was just sort of a loose coalescing. It wasn't we didn't put ads on Craigslist or anything like that.
That's cool.
Originally we did.
Oh, that's right, you did. Yeah.
Or a banjo player, but that was
When I interviewed Jason from the Orbs, I asked him this question. I want to ask you guys as well. You guys are, Twain writes your music. You guys have a lot of awesome original stuff. How do you guys feel about playing covers? Is it in general? Is it fun to play them, or is there ever a sense we're just doing this because the audience wants to hear something like this? I mean, what does that feel like? You guys enjoy doing them, or is it kind of like a burden sometimes?
I don't think we would do it 2 years in a row after all the work put in, how much work put in last year if it was just for the audience. It's fun. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of stress, but it's fun. And it's, I've been saying, the best thing to come out of it is, we all become better musicians. You're getting outside of your comfort zone, no matter what band you're covering. So there's a lot of personal bonuses by healing it.
Jordan vowed to never use a rock pedal. Here we are.
I don't know what
Oh man, that's funny. So you guys have? I assume you've been practicing a little bit already, or is this how much?
Yeah.
A little bit.
We've been practicing a lot.
How do you guys like you guys? And I would think this would be more difficult the more members you have in a band, as far as finding the time to get together in one place to do it, or is it not a big deal? You guys just love it so much that it's easy to find the time.
Well, we love it so much that it's worth putting in the massive amounts of effort it takes to get, because we have augmented our band beyond our normal 6 members. We've added a few horn players, we've added a few backup singers, so it's been absolutely insane trying to get everybody to come together, but we've been fortunate enough to have people who have made time to practice. You know, it's everybody's in it. Everybody really wants to make it as good as possible, so everybody makes the time to practice. You know, it doesn't matter if we have to practice until 1 in the morning or if we have to start at 6 in the morning. Everybody finds the time.
Very cool. Tell me about, just as far as your band goes, tell me about one of your, I guess, happiest accomplishments. Maybe not your biggest accomplishment, but just something that was just one of the happiest times in your band's history.
Wow, happiest.
I think me personally is when the couple of times that we've gone out and played out of town, and those have been really good experiences, really good learning experiences, but also just like fun, and like we all got to know each other as a band a lot more. So, and we got to bring those experiences back to St. Louis and put those on the stage in front of our friends and family, other people who like to listen to our music. So those were really good times for me personally.
Cool.
That's pretty dead on.
Very cool. On the flip side, what about, do you guys have any difficult moments that you guys have had as a band together?
Well, plane smells really bad sometimes.
Oh man, that's the worst.
What happened?
I don't know that one.
That happens from time to time. That's not that big a deal. Is there any?
I mean, besides the occasional bad show, which kind of brings everybody down in a funk sometimes, like, I'm really pulling together, like, putting the album out about, which is spending we ended up taking 5 months to go into a studio, like, some of those nights got really long and really stressful, and it's kind of hard to keep rolling on at the same time. It's kind of just like you get caught up in living and playing in a recording studio that's also in your apartment, and trying to like get an album out at midnight and like getting everyone not at each other's throats occasionally. And it's like trying to come out with one creative piece and having 6 different ideas sometimes gets a little tricky, but I think it came through.
What's a bad show? How does that happen? Like, what makes a bad show?
Well, our last bad show, we released our album and played a show 11 days later. We didn't practice in between. One of our members was out of town. One of our members didn't show up to about 10 minutes before doors, and we didn't have time to promote, so no one was there. So, enter when your rhythm guitarist plays a brand new guitar for the first time, and it malfunctions. So that's how you play a band show.
That's a really good synopsis, I think.
When it rains, it pours.
Oh my God.
When one thing goes wrong, the whole thing starts to unravel, and it's really tough to like rein it in and keep it under control. So
Yeah.
sometimes you have a bad show.
I mean, you could have just done the Rockstar thing and like stormed off stage or something. That might have worked.
Glenn did jump on a table once he got done, so he was trying to make up for it.
Oh man, what bands have influenced you guys? And having 6 members, maybe it's all different kinds of bands. Maybe you all like different kinds of music. But so maybe you want to answer this individually. But what bands have really influenced you guys?
I I think it's really tough to say because we have not only do we have 6 members, but throughout the past year and a half that we played as a band, I think it's been like every few weeks I'm into a new band or I'm listening to something new, and that influences what I'm playing at the time. I do have a few bands that I go back to all the time, but my music is so much more influenced by what I'm listening to right at that moment. It could be anything from, what you'd expect, modern indie rock like Modest Mouse and the Decemberists to, Paul Simon and Paul McCartney, or all the way back to, I've been listening to a lot of Buddy Holly lately, and I know that that's going to come through the next time we start writing music.
That's cool. Jordan, what about you?
That's a good question. Like, I know, like, on, like, a large scale, like, there's a lot of stuff, like, it's influenced, like, my guitar playing, like, bands, like, the Appleseed Cast or Cursive, or, some, like, bands that have awesome, like, Explosions in the Sky. I've influenced, like, musically when I was growing up, but now, it's kind of, like, in the range Matt said. Like, last year, like, we did the Postal Service for Undercover Weekend, and, obviously, like, by listening to that record a lot and getting into that record, and this year getting into the Marvin Gaye stuff, that's going to be what influences our next writing period. Like, as far as, like, listening to in bands, like, Undercover Weekend has such a wide range where, like, you get so involved in something, it becomes part of your writing style, and it becomes a major influence, really, whether you like it or not.
Huh. Twain, I was asking them what bands have influenced them as far as, how they operate within your band. Like, what bands or artists have influenced you the most, you think?
Influenced me the most. I think it comes sort of what I call Jordan saying. It comes a lot from just what's being played a lot. What is in my CD player most of the time. Like, I think if I constantly listen to that, which I want to do, listening to one record over and over and over. I try to, like, just soak it in. And I think eventually it's, when I sit down with the guitar and try to write something, those things are inevitably going to come through.
Yeah. As far...
Then I have a number of things from, I guess, to names, Wine Pilot, is Dead Cat, and just a number of things.
Cool. With I guess without playing favorites, what other bands are you looking forward to for Undercover Weekend?
I've heard some rumors about AC/DC's set. That's Via Dove as AC/DC.
Yeah.
And I think to say that they're going over the top would be an understatement. So I'm really excited to see how that shakes out.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about, like, we can talk about our night specifically, like, for, 3 of the other bands we played shows with before, and we toured with both this year, so who's doing Cake. So I'm very excited to see them do something a little bit different. Same with, and having Dots and Feathers use Stevie Wonder on the same night we're doing Marvin Gaye, like, it's a great pairing.
That'd be cool.
I'm going to be the guy who says I'm excited for everything. And I am. I'm excited to see, because I know, especially this being our second year, I know what goes into this. Like, I know how much stress goes into this. So it's so rewarding, not only to us when we get done, like, playing, to be like, wow, that was really awesome, but to see all the other bands that did the exact same stuff, if not more, get up there and, like, show, like, all the work they put into it, dedication. It's really cool. So I'm excited to see everyone.
Very good. No, it's a good. That's a good answer. If people want to find out more about Union Tree Review, where should they go?
We have Twitter, Facebook, and website. Just Google our name, and you can't miss it.
Don't go to MySpace. We don't update that.
But you have a MySpace page.
Don't know. No.
It's interesting. You might have to go get that deleted real quick.
Also, you can buy our brand new album on my Bandcamp, iTunes, Amazon, a number of places online. Just definitely
Cool. Well, listen, thank you guys very much for your time, and I hope to see you guys. I'm hoping to get to the show. You guys were awesome last year. My wife said especially, she didn't even know who Postal Service was, and she enjoyed you guys doing it, though. So,
Well, she better be there this year.
no, we want to. So we're, you find us a babysitter, and we'll be there, dude.
Okay. Twain can babysit.
I love that. That's awesome.
You babysit on the side.
No, we should. We hope to see you guys there. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate it. See y'all. Bye.